So we just went through Emory Hunt's playoff bracket, and now we're going to move on to NFL awards. Who could potentially win this season? Taking a look at the odds to win MVP, Lamar Jackson, 2-time winner. They're sitting at plus 430. Josh Allen, the guy who won last season, narrowly beat Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen had 27 first-place votes. Lamar Jackson had 23. It was Josh Allen's first MVP, followed up by Joe Burrow, and then, of course, Patrick Mahomes, who we can never overlook. So let's bring back in Emory Hunt here. This one a little bit easier. Season awards, MVP, who you got?
Well, judging by history is such an indicator of what's to come, right? And last year's Susan Lucci Award winner was Josh Allen. This year's Susan Lucci Award winner, Joe Burrow. The play is already in effect. You see it happening. And Joe Burrow kind of had a case to win Offensive Player of the Year last year based on how he played. Phenomenal. And I expect them to go to the playoffs this year despite their defense only going out there with 4 guys within the front 7 because they can't stop the run. So we'll see him put up a lot of points, a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of wild plays. I think this is the year Joe Burrow finally wins the MVP award.
Hopefully his team can support him when he's putting up those amazing numbers, unlike they did last year. Let's go to Offensive Player of the Year. We have seen the rise of the quarterback. Saquon Barkley won this last year, and you're going with another running back this year.
Jahmyr Gibbs is phenomenal. I remember being on this show saying that he was an RB1 in that draft class, and everybody kind of ripped me because it wasn't Bijan Robinson. But Gibbs is that explosive, that guy, that dude. And when you have a tailback that can legitimately go 90 yards on a touchdown play and 90 yards as a receiver, you want that type of guy with the football. I think they're going to lean heavily on his productivity this year as they break in a new offensive coordinator, John Morton. Gibbs, to me, may flirt with that 1,800-yard mark this season.
Let's go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. This is kind of chalky. Obviously, you also have guys like Ashton Jeanty, who people are going to talk about there. Travis Hunter, not entirely sure how much he's going to play on the offensive side of the ball. You are going, though, with the quarterback taken first overall.
Love the mentality of Cam Ward. And Cameron Ward, to me, I've studied him since he was at Incarnate Word. And I watched his first game against McNeese where he ripped those guys' hearts out as an underrated top 5 football team. They upset those guys, and that just carried on throughout the course of his collegiate career. And this year, even judging by how he's played in the preseason, the decisiveness, the aggressiveness, the accuracy, all of that is on par with where you want. And he has 2 solid veteran receivers in Calvin Ridley and also Tyler Lockett, as well as 2 good tight ends. So I like the fact that he could put up numbers, make these guys entertaining and competitive. And as long as he finishes the season, he'll win this award.
Let's move over to the defensive side of the ball, Defensive Player of the Year. When we were talking about the Ravens, you mentioned just how much you love Kyle Hamilton right now. 2-time Pro Bowler, made 2nd team All-Pro last year. Why are you so in love with him this season?
Because if you look at what's around him now, you add Jair Alexander, you already have Nate Wiggins and also Marlon Humphrey, and Malachi Starks is the free safety. So that means you can move Kyle Hamilton all around the formation, and this defense got better at the edge rusher position, which means that ball will come out quick. And when you have an instinctive player that has great ball skills like Kyle Hamilton, he'll be around the football in terms of turning the ball over in interceptions. We also see him make plays behind the line of scrimmage in a run game. So we saw Patrick Surtain win this award last year. I expect Kyle Hamilton to win this award this season.
Let's go to Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I love this guy who's already talking a lot of trash to a team that you do have making the postseason in the Jets. He plays for the Giants. He's sitting there at the top, Abdul Carter.
Listen, I've been out there at OTAs, minicamp, and also training camp working on my team, but also watching these Giants put together this football team. And Carter has been as good as advertised, both without pads and when the pads came on. And what's cool about this situation for him, which is why I think he's going to have a great rookie season, is because he's not coming in asked to be the guy on the opposite end. He's the 3rd rusher here because you have Kayvon Thibodeau, you have Brian Burns, so that allows Abdul Carter to be Abdul Carter. And what's been unique about what we've seen from the Giants and how they're going to deploy him, we've seen him line up, get reps as a true defensive end. We've also seen him get reps as a true inside linebacker. So he's going to be all over the field. He's dropping in coverage rather smoothly, can turn the ball over as well. He's going to make a ton of plays. It's going to be fun to watch. And he plays in New York, so you already know how that goes. He's going to win this award.
He's got that grit about him. Scary to watch on tape. I'm not entirely sure what it would be like in person. Comeback Player of the Year, I would like to nominate myself. I don't think I'm allowed to be in the running, so who do you have?
Well, you know what? You get my comeback player of the year, man,
Thank
because
you.
I've seen you look like a cartoon character rolling down that hill trying to be Peekaboo Street. But I'm going to go with Nick Chubb. You know, with Nick Chubb out there, this is a true comeback player of the year award because he may end up being the starter right now because Joe Mixon is working himself back from an injury, and Chubb looks like he has that burst. He has that power still, and he also is able to break those tackles. And if he's going to be the pace setter for their run game until Mixon comes back, him just finishing the season alone and how much he's beloved allows him to win this award. So I'm rooting for Chubb to come back.
All right, let's do Coach of the Year, and I want to explain. Actually, you can explain it, why you have this guy, because a lot of people are going to hear it and be a little surprised.
Well, this is a correlated play. If I have the Jets winning 9 games and also making the postseason, doing something that hadn't been done since 2010, then guess what? That means Aaron Glenn is getting Coach of the Year. I just love the mentality that he coaches with. I love how the guys rally around him and how physical they are out there on both sides. I watched them compete against the Giants in that joint practice for both days and just love the intensity that they practice with. It's intentional, and that's going to manifest itself into wins. And he came over from Detroit, and one of the first things he said was, we're signing Justin Fields and we're going to let him play quarterback. So when you instill that kind of confidence in somebody that was looking and searching for confidence, and the rest of the team sees that and they love your mentality, they watch you do it from a scout or player to a scout to assistant coach to coordinator, now a head coach, the buy-in is already there. He's a Jet for life already, and I think that's going to manifest itself into wins. He'll win this award as well. You have the Bears in the NFC title game, and then Ben Johnson's there, but you would still, if according to you, according to this, you would still go with Aaron Glenn over Ben Johnson? 2010, we didn't even have CBS Sports HQ yet. And you know what I'm saying? So now we got that, and so CBS Sports HQ hadn't seen the Jets in the postseason. That's groundbreaking. That's true. That's true. Emory, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. You can check out all of Emory's articles and all of his information online. Follow him on social media. By the way, Sportsline, if you would like winning bets for the season, you can get 60% off right now an annual plan. Just scan the QR code, go to sportsline.com/join. The promo code is winners.